Welcome back to December's Daily Gaming Radar, and for today we bring you a game by Greater Than Games, and the title, Spirit Island. This is a game for 1 to 4 players that should take you 90 to 120 minutes. Player age, 13 and up. In the most distant reaches of the world, magic still exists, embodied by spirits of the land, of the sky, and of every natural thing. As the great powers of Europe stretch their colonial empires further and further, they will inevitably lay claim to a place where spirits still hold power. And when they do, the land itself will fight back alongside the islanders who live there. Spirit Island is a complex thematic cooperative game about defending your island home from colonizing invaders. Players are different spirits of the land, each with its own unique elemental power. Every turn, players simultaneously choose which of their power cards to play, paying the energy to do so. Using a combination of power cards that match a spirit's elemental affinities can grant free bonus effects. Faster powers take effect immediately before the invaders spread and ravage, but other magics are slow, requiring forethought and planning to use effectively. In the spirit phase, spirits gain energy and choose how or whether to grow, to reclaim used power cards, to seek new powers, or to spread presence into new areas of the island. The invaders expand across the island map in a semi-predictable fashion. Each turn they explore into some land, portions of the island. The next turn they build in those lands, forming settlements and cities. The turn after that they ravage there, bringing blight to the land and attacking any native islander present. The islanders fight back against the invaders when attacked, and lend the spirits some other aid, but may not always do so exactly as you'd hope. Some powers work through the islanders, helping them drive out the invaders or clean the land of blight. The game escalates as it progresses. Spirits spread their presence into new parts of the island and seek out new and more potent powers, while the invaders step up their colonization effects. Each turn represents 1 to 3 years of alternate history. At game's start, winning requires destroying every last settlement and city on the board. But as you frighten the invaders more and more, victory becomes easier. They'll run away even if some numbered settlements or cities remain. Defeat comes if the spirit is destroyed, if the island is overrun by blight, or if the invader's deck is depleted before achieving victory. The game includes different adversaries to fight against. Examples: Swedish mining colonies or remote British colony. Each changes play in different ways and offers a different path of difficulty and boosts to keep the game challenging as you gain skill. You know, one of the things that first got my attention about this is the simple fact that it's done by Greater Than Games. Greater Than Games has a really good track record as far as I'm concerned, and actually publishes one of my favorite games of all time. It's my #1 favorite superhero game of all time, currently anyway, Sentinels of the Multiverse. So when this game came out, I was really looking forward to it, but at the time I couldn't back it, and therefore it had to fall to the wayside on me, and I'm really disappointed that had to happen. I'm sorry I missed out on it, and I'm also sorry that I didn't help out. You know, that's one of the things I like about doing Kickstarter, is helping these publishers out, these companies out, these solitary publishers, whoever it is. If you're putting out a game that I like to help you out on it. I like to know that I'm part of it. And I didn't get the chance to do this, and I missed out on what everyone says is a great game. From what I've seen, it's a great game. From what I've read, it's a great game. And the second thing that got me interested in this is one of the first times I heard it described as anti-Settlers of Catan. And although I admit I'd never really given that game a full try, it's never really impressed me, the concept of it. But hearing that this was described as an anti-Catan game, because instead of settling the island, you're stopping settlers from doing it, which is why I heard it phrased like that. I was kind of hooked. And after I looked into everything, I was even more hooked. So I think this is a game you should take a look at. If you haven't heard of it already, if you don't own it already, if you haven't played it already, I think you definitely need to take a look at Greater Than Games' Spirit Island. And they already have an expansion out and another one coming out. So they're definitely supporting the game, giving it more replayability and more options in the game. So yeah, definitely check that out. Spirit Island by Greater Than Games.